de la cintura para arriba. Yo quiero una pelea limpia. Escúchame, cuídate, listos, vámonos.
I expected to be much more aggressive than this. It's fighting a very technical fight at the beginning of the fight here.
That was a miscalculation of either strength or speed. Exactly the opposite is what happened. Hard right hand by Salido. Salido was able to get his right elbow down and block it. Now he leads with the right. Marquez leads back with the right.
And this is a technical fight in the distance.
Salido continues in the mode of laying back and trying to make Marquez come to him. Now right hand lands for Salido. Kofi Jantua, with knockouts in 9 of his last 10 bouts, came in to face Marco Antonio Rubio of Mexico.
A little bit less brawling, and almost all of the big fights involving Mexican fighters now do take place.
To get back to something you were speaking of earlier, Larry.
Fighters from other countries, more and more styles are being exchanged, and improvement in their overall program over a long period of time.
A lot more fierce now. And I think it's just a matter of time until some slugfest situations.
Mimic what Pacquiao did.
To me, it was more of Marquez was going straight back other than throwing straight left hand most of the time.
One thing he noticed was that Pacquiao has a repeating motion. Jab, jab, left hand. Jab, jab, left hand in a far more positive way.
And it changed the entire fight.
I was able to do to Marquez.
Orlando Salido works his whole life to get a shot at the title. A very slow fight. Very, very little activity. Juan Manuel Marquez.
Like choked as he's gotten up to his big moment right now.
A big and glorious image, so.
Didn't have much of an amateur background either, like a lot of the Mexican fighters.
Ready to hurt Salido with the right hand.
Well, both guys got to be careful of each other's right hand. And when Marquez throws this, where you can almost see him because he takes a really big step usually when he comes in and throws his right hand.
Only 25 out of 117, averaging only 29 punches per round.
But this is typical of Marquez, but busy fighter and out of throwing so many punches.
Logic tells you you're playing into the hands of Marquez when you do it, because this is exactly the pace he prefers.
You can maybe take him out of his stream, but right now the way that he's fighting a perfect fight for Marquez to relax and fight the way he wants to.
Bouts of sizing each other up. Salido winging the right hand over the top. Marquez saw it a mile away. Salido goes in a couple times recently and ducks his head after he goes in.
But I've been impressed with him. He's a very good fighter, as much as some of the other fighters I've saw. Salido's getting a little bit more warmed up now, and the fight right now is going to be a much better fight for him. In fact, this is one of his best rounds.
Told him that he'd won the last round, but I was thinking that perhaps Barron told him he won the last round. In round 5, Orlando Salido threw 44 punches, his highest number in the fight, landed 5. Marquez was 11 out of 42, which is a pretty representative Marquez round.
And he sits back, you know, Salido has nothing to lose and needs to pick it up. And when you fight for the championship of the world, you try to take the championship from the champion. You don't try to win it.
A minute and a half from now may well already have 6 rounds in the bank to take any chances whatsoever tonight, after having been forced to gamble against Pacquiao when he gets into the ring with Pacquiao again. But he hasn't landed a combination, really.
Neither one of the guys have been able to sustain any kind of good attack to maybe 2 or 3 punches in a row.
There's a hard right hand by Salido.
To get going later in the fight.
By Marquez as Salido missed and stopped. Marquez accurate, straight down the middle and firing through Salido's guard. The Athletic Commission is telling De La Hoya he can only have part of the hand wrap.
It could be a case of, once again, it's a case of having tape being put on the knuckle area also. It's behind the knuckle towards the wrist.
So the tape normally does not extend over the knuckle. I may have phrased incorrectly exactly what I was told about the disagreement. We'll hope that Larry can find out more. Meanwhile, here in round 7,
First round or two.
Salido fires his right wide. Try to get inside on the fighter who...
And he has such a great, exciting style, too.
Any trainer in the sport, longtime trainer of Mexican legend Daniel Zaragoza. Left hook to the body, left hook upstairs by Marquez. Now he lands a solid right hand. Marquez blocking the right hand with his left glove. First 2 minutes of this round have clearly belonged to Marquez.
Marquez is
stepping up the tempo a little bit, seizing the initiative. Salido throws his right. Marquez wants to throw his right hand right back at it. Now Salido manages to get to Marquez's body. Marquez just missing with an uppercut. Orlando Salido still.
And Marquez is beginning to lay back and take advantage of that.
Landing another right hand right on the chin of Salido. And they're fighting at a pace at which both fighters are throwing an average of about 40 to 45 punches per round. Right in the groove with what Juan Manuel Marquez likes to do. Salido has been throwing.
Marquez takes that little step back and takes advantage of it with counter punches.
Marquez seems perfectly content to work his way through a dull decision here if necessary.
7 rounds to do. One, Manuel Marquez. Decent shots, but it's been Marquez landing the harder, more damaging blows going back.
I would submit it's because he doesn't have to be. At least not so far.
Maybe we're giving him credit up front. He's not that easy to hit. Good balance, punches good himself. And it seems to me justifies being one of the top featherweights in the world, too. Good advantage of it.
Salido has
just a few seconds ago.
And there's a hard right hand over the top by Marquez. Coming and get a left hand up to block it, but no. And there's another hard right hand by Marquez and a left hook up inside that landed on the chin.
Well, he's being more aggressive now, and Marquez is very comfortable in this style.
His ability to fight while you're tired, because I don't care how.
You know, it was between rounds of that Salido found out Orlando throw some punches.
Care of other business between rounds, so we can't be sure whether Salido's trainer is still telling him that he's winning the fight.
Maybe Marquez is in the same mode that
the next risk he takes will be the first risk he takes against Pacquiao.
Before that, Kevin Kelly. A lot of wonderful featherweights in the last decade.
Guy who throws them straight.
Retirement next year. Manuel, what do you know about it?
I think he's became a little bit jealous of the publicity that's going with this boy also well in the Olympics representing England. From everything else, seemingly was a spinoff from that. But Hamed was a very, very colorful fighter for a while.
And a bump above the left eye from hard punches that Salido landed in the last round. Suddenly the light has gone on for Salido, who realizes this is round 12. I think I'd better knock Marquez out.
You know what? I'm still impressed with Salido. I think he's a better fighter than the big problem.
So that'll probably diminish any chance he would have had to fight somebody like Pacquiao. It takes a long time to develop the right instincts to have real comfort in.
When I see what they're trying to throw at 15 and 16.
Good pops against Marquez. Marquez countering himself. They trade punches in the center of the ring, and both guys landed a couple of good shots. The way he's fought the 11th and 12th, we'd have had some. Just look at how close he is now compared to where he was in the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Marquez is having to work for his victory tonight, though.
10 seconds to go. Both guys want to finish with a flourish.
Well, better late than never.
For the winner by unanimous decision, still the WBA IBF featherweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.